Hi, Julie Powell here. I've opened this image up into Luminar 4 and I thought I'd just go through a quick little video on how to give an extra pop to faces in Luminar. Now you can go through and you could use some of the presets that Luminar have got. So if you pop down here you can click on Portrait and there are quite a few presets that you can have a look at. This artistic portrait is quite nice. It gives a little bit of a hazy look. So you can play around with the various different ones, but if you come back in here, I'm just going to reset that. Come back into the Essentials panel and I'm just going to give it just a little bit of a tweak. Set the white balance. I'm just going to make it a little bit cooler and lift the exposure up a touch. And the trick with Luminar is really just a little bits, just tiny little bits. You don't want to, run it all the way over. So I'm just going to pop into the Portraits panel, which is what I wanted to show you. I'm going to click on AI Skin Defects and I'm just going to zoom in. So just clicking on my mouse so you can see it. Now Jess has got beautiful skin. There's really not too much that needs to be cleaned up. I could go into the clone and do that, but I'm just going to pop a little bit of the skin enhancer in there and I can show you the before and after. There's not too much shine to remove on the base, so that's not so much an issue. Now I'm going to go into the Portrait Enhancer. I'm going to light the face up a little bit. There's no red eye here to remove. I am going to whiten the eyes just a little bit, not a lot, just a touch, and use the eye enhancer a little bit. Remove dark circles, not that there's much, but there is just a touch. I could come and slim her face down and enlarge her eyes a little bit if that was something that you wanted to do. I'm not going to do too much on here at all. Give the eyebrows a little bit of an improve, maybe because she was in the water. I am going to saturate the red on those lips a little bit and increase the red. And I'm not going to darken her lips, but I will whiten her teeth just a touch because she's wearing red lips. You really do tend to get the white teeth. So something else that I think is really cool to do in here is a little bit of high key. I might just zoom out again so you can see that, and I'm just going to do a little bit of high key in here. So that's the before and that's the after. So already you can see that that face is really starting to pop. Something else which is really kind of cool that I love to play with as well is a little bit of the Orton effect. There's two different types, so you can try from type 1 and type 2. I don't want to give her too much. If I can just zoom in on her face a little bit. This just helps give that sort of soft, dreamy look, but I don't want it, so that's before and that's after. I'm going to apply the edit mask and I'm just going to go into the brush and go to erase and make my brush a little bit smaller, and I'm going to take that off the eyes because I really want to keep the eyes as sharp as possible. Just gonna boost that. It has introduced a little bit of graininess back in, but that's okay, I'm fine with that. So I'm just going to click done and hop out of that. Now you can come over to the creative panel and you can play with a few different looks. Just zooming back out, you could play with the matte just a touch and even the mystical if you wanted to. It sort of gives that real dreamy effect. I'm also just going to give a little bit of a glow and a little bit of a brightness, and that just gives that lovely glow to the skin. Oops, when it focuses on there. Okay, then popping over to the Pro panel, you can then come and give a little bit of a dodge and burn. I did do a video on this last week on how to do dodge and burn, but I'm just going to quickly go back over it. So I'm just going to go into lighten with a small brush at 50% and just paint a little bit of a highlight into the eyes. I might even brush on, whoops, hang on, I got to hit done. Okay, then come back into here, which is the color enhancer. I'm going to paint it on, drop my brush down size quite a bit. And I'm just going to boost the blues in her eyes up just a touch. You don't need it to be over the top. So when you've done that, hit apply, and it will then pop it back into Photoshop or wherever that you are working on it, and that will give you a great boost to your image. And a lovely pop of colour and brightness to your face that really does make it stand out from the rest of the image. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.